Well, ladies and gentlemen, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. This is perhaps one of the biggest flops in Lucasfilm's history, losing unequivocally close to 200, maybe even more, millions of dollars for Disney and Lucasfilm. But what they have started to do, hilariously, is survey moviegoers about the pros and cons of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And I think what's perhaps so funny about this is if they just simply had their heads out of their asses for 5 minutes and just perused the interwebs, you'd be able to do that without even asking the moviegoers. Because remember, ladies and gents, when your movie has only just now crossed $250 million worldwide, which is hilarious because people like to compare this movie with the opening weekend of Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible hit $250 million opening weekend worldwide. It's not comparable. But when your movie has only just hit $250 million worldwide in, what is it, its fourth weekend of release now, I think, third or fourth, well, it goes to show that there's not really any point asking the people that have seen the film. It's more asking the people that haven't. Because the issue is, you can't get anyone to see your film. Anyway, thought this would make a comical-based video, and you guys always seem to like these. So let's take a look and let's rag on Disney and Lucasfilm some more. The bonfire that is, well, Hollywood, I guess, at this stage. So Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Yeah, it is an unmitigated disaster. Like I said, it's easily going to lose about $200 million for the studio. I honestly do think it is the biggest bomb they've ever had. It's absolutely crazy how much this film is losing. So Lucasfilm was estimated to have spent over $329 million. It's about $350 million in total production costs for their latest installment of the Indiana Jones franchise. Now, the box office itself, again, $252 million worldwide. And that was at the time this article was written or published. That was yesterday. So I do know it's gone a little bit more than that now. But it's not great. Now this means after 2 full weekends in theatres, the movie has yet to recoup its original production budget. So I think this is now the 3rd weekend. Pretty certain it's its 3rd weekend. With big name releases such as Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, Barbie and Oppenheimer, the latest Indiana Jones film from the Kathleen Kennedy-led Lucasfilm is on track to becoming one of the biggest box office bombs of the year. I think the only movie that's giving this a run for its money is The Flash. I'm fairly certain it's The Flash. Because, I mean, that had a ridiculous sum of money spent on it as well. And that's, you know, a huge bomb. So, this and maybe Elemental, actually. Because Elemental, Pixar movies have about $200 million spent on them. And that's a huge bomb as well. So, hilariously, 2 of the biggest box office bombs this year are Disney ones. And the thing is, because just as an FYI, on the topic of Mission Impossible, Barbie and Oppenheimer, a lot of people are saying Barbie is going to decimate Mission Impossible. They're completely different audiences, guys. Oppenheimer might, but Barbie, no, it's a different audience. The audience that wants to go watch Barbie didn't watch Mission Impossible. They're completely different audiences. Counter-programming is a thing, folks. Anyway, early screenings of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny saw Lucasfilm and Disney handing out audience surveys to better evaluate what moviegoers considered to be the pros and cons of the films. So basically, as it started to release and they were getting garbage feedback, they were like, crap, let's get this survey out there. So the first half of the survey asked audiences a question regarding their personal backgrounds, including their gender identity, age, and whether they had children, further inquiring the age range of those children, and if that were the case. Similarly, the second half asked respondents about their thoughts on the film's characters and other related aspects. So a copy of the 25-question survey was obtained by Bounding Into Comics on opening week. This is the survey. They legitimately actually surveyed people because their film was so terrible. How hilarious is that? So the first half of the survey included questions regarding the demographic of the audience, such as gender identity, age, if you had children, age range of the kids. Conversely, the second half of the inquiry asked moviegoers about their thoughts on Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny after watching the 2-hour and 34-minute film. So question 15 was one that stood out to Bounding Into Comics, which asked members of the audience, what about the film prevents you from recommending it to others? That is hilarious. What a loaded question. loaded negatively. What about this film prevents you from recommending it to others? It's shit. As it laid out some of the film's negatives as presumably perceived by the studio for respondents to choose from. These are the things that they listed. This is what the studio thinks are the negatives that could prevent you from recommending it to people. Not a big enough villain or threat. Too predictable. Too long. Not funny enough. Too complicated for kids. It's too similar to previous movies. The time travel elements were too far-fetched. The ending was too easy and predictable. Confusing story. Not enough action. A lot of these contradict one another. Not enough action. Harrison Ford seems too old to be Indiana Jones. The dial wasn't cool enough. Too violent and too intense for children. I don't like the relationship between Indiana Jones and Helena. Interesting. So as Disney gives a list of objections to its film, they conveniently leave out more of the narrative-driven objections many fans of the series may have had with the film, including Indiana Jones being portrayed as a depressed old man. On the flip side, question 18 of the survey asked audiences, what did you like about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny? According to the studio, again, it leaves a whole bunch to choose from, and this is what they think people would choose as positives about the film. The fights, the humour, the music, the chase scenes, the action. Harrison Ford returning as Indiana Jones. New characters. Helena. Ronaldo. Flash. Who the hell was Ronaldo? I can't even remember that character. Anyway, flashback scenes of younger Indiana Jones. I can't remember I can't remember who Ronaldo's. Can't put the name to the face. Anyway. The hunt for the Dial of Destiny. What that like minuscule part of the film. The banter between characters. The new villain, Jürgen Voller. The relationship between Indiana Jones and his goddaughter Helena. Awful. It would be safe to speculate that the list of positives reveals what the higher-ups at Lucasfilm believed were aspects of the film that would be well received by moviegoers. Absolutely. And the fact that they decided to survey members of the audience about what they liked and disliked about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny during the week of the film's release can be perceived as a lack of confidence in their own film. As things currently stand, the movie is subject to lose up to $250 million. Yeah, it's about $200 to $300 million, somewhere in that range. What a hilarious thing. I cannot believe this. Look at this. Can you imagine going to the theatre and getting handed this by some, you know, some theatre worker? You'd be like, what? Fuck off. Give me this crap. I'm not interested. I'm paying to watch this film. Go away. Pay me to do this. If they said, look, watch this film and then do this survey and you can watch the film for free, yeah, sure. Can you imagine being given this crap? You'd be like, piss off. Oh my god. Anyway, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Give the video a like and a share. Hit subscribe. Please do check out my second channel where my podcast is. In the link in the description box. Missed Reviews Live Archives. Cheers guys. Take care. Bye bye now.